Forgotten Ohio, real news, real local.
Hello, everyone. I'm Karen Petula, and this is the Forgotten Ohio podcast, bringing you hyperlocal, nonpartisan news from Ohio, Appalachia, and the Ohio Valley. Thanks for joining me. Today, we're taking you inside this week's Belmont County Commissioners meeting, where officials took the first step toward placing two important property tax levies on the November ballot. They heard encouraging news about the county's growing tourism economy, received updates on a new underground railroad museum, and approved plans to modernize part of the county's sewer system. Let's get started. Belmont County voters will likely see a renewal levy for the county's 911 radio system on the November ballot. Commissioners approved a resolution declaring the necessity of renewing a .75 mil levy that funds the countywide emergency radio network. Belmont County 911 Director Brian Minder and commissioners emphasized that this is not a new tax and not a tax increase. Instead, the levy continues funding for the communication system relied upon every day by firefighters, law enforcement, EMS, emergency management officials, and several county departments. Minder explained that Belmont County replaced its radios about 15 years ago, and maintaining the system now costs hundreds of thousands of dollars every year. Commissioner J.P. Dutton added that the levy also supports Belmont County's transition to next-generation 911. That's a modernization effort that replaces older analog technology with a digital, internet-based emergency communication system that's designed to improve reliability and capabilities for first responders. Commissioners also approved the sale of surplus portable radios that still function but are no longer supported by the manufacturer. Commissioners also approved a resolution to place a renewal and reduction levy before voters for senior services of Belmont County. Executive Director Lisa Kazmersky said the original levy was approved at 1 mil back in 2007. Rather than asking taxpayers to continue paying the full amount, Senior Services is requesting renewal at .75 mils, reducing the tax burden while continuing to fund services. Commission President Jerry Eshman said county leaders regularly reviewed departments with healthy reserve balances to determine whether levies can be reduced. He said taxpayers deserve relief whenever county finances can make it possible. Although individual savings may be modest, Eshman said every reduction helps. As he put it, quote, "down is still down."
The whole idea is to go to departments that have surplus funds and figure out how can we drain that. One way you can do it is by slight reductions in the levies. Because if they don't have as much money coming in, then they got to go to that savings pool and drain that down. We don't want money's getting too high for any department. Well, our board is very active in looking for ways to reduce the burden on the public. Because these agencies run through the generosity of the public in a lot of cases when they go out and vote for these levies. And we owe it to them to try to bring them down when we can. And we have been able to do that successfully in the past couple of years. I mean, it doesn't amount to a great deal of money over there for the average person or household. But, down is still down.
Commissioner Dutton noted the impact Senior Services has across Belmont County, delivering approximately 1,200 meals every day to local seniors. One of the most encouraging reports of the morning came from Belmont County Tourism Council Executive Director Jackie Pugh. Tourism continues to be a major economic driver for the county. According to new figures, tourism generated $275.6 million in overall economic impact during 2025. Visitors spent $168 million throughout Belmont County. Tourism also generated $36 million in tax revenue, and officials estimate it provides the equivalent of about $667 in annual tax relief for every Belmont County household. Visitor spending has increased 12% since 2019, showing continued growth despite the challenges many rural communities have faced. Hughes said one of her favorite moments this year happened during the Memorial Day Run for the Wall motorcycle ride. Nearly 400 riders stopped in St. Clairsville for a ceremony honoring military veterans. Afterward, one writer told her, "You've made coming to Belmont County a true homecoming." Pugh said that comment perfectly captured what makes Belmont County special, its ability to welcome visitors and make them feel like family. Looking ahead, tourism officials expect another busy fall season with events including the Belmont County Fair, the Barnesville Pumpkin Festival, and the Wall That Heals, the Traveling Vietnam Veterans Memorial, that will be displayed at the Belmont County Fairgrounds this October. Commissioner Vince Giangeli said he plans to visit the memorial with members of his family who are veterans. Hugh also shared an update on one of Belmont County's most anticipated historic attractions, the new Underground Railroad Museum being developed inside the historic Black Horse Inn in Morristown is expected to open this November. The project initially received $3.9 million through Ohio's Appalachian Community Grant Program. Commissioner Jerry Eshman noted the support the project received from the governor's office. After crews encountered unexpected structural issues inside the historic building, the governor's office of Appalachia provided an additional $100,000 to keep construction moving. Another nearly $800,000 through the Ohio Department of Natural Resources Amplify program will convert the building's second floor into 5 Airbnb units. Those rentals are intended to generate long-term revenue that will help support museum operations. Construction on the Airbnb portion is expected to begin in 2027 and finish in 2028. Hugh also said planners ultimately decided not to restore the building's historic tavern because of structural challenges and costs. The museum itself will be open 5 days a week and will charge admission. Moving the museum from Flushing to Morristown places it just off Interstate 70, making it significantly more accessible for travelers. Hugh also announced that the Belmont County Heritage Museum in downtown St. Clairsville is now open for the season with a new part-time curator, Denise Clark. Commissioners also approved the next step in improving local infrastructure. Kelly Porter, director of the Belmont County Water and Sewer District, announced plans to eliminate the aging Penwood Package Sewage Treatment Plant off Cindy Drive in St. Clairsville. The outdated facility will eventually be replaced with a lift station. Porter said the project should improve efficiency while benefiting nearby residents. Funding will come from unused federal coronavirus local fiscal recovery dollars previously allocated to Belmont County. So to recap, Belmont County voters will likely decide 2 renewal levies this November, one supporting the countywide 911 communication system and another funding senior services at a reduced tax rate. Tourism continues to set impressive numbers with more than $275 million in economic impact. Construction is nearing completion on the new Underground Railroad Museum in Morristown, and county officials continue investing in infrastructure improvements, including the Penwood Sewer Project. For the full story, photographs, and additional coverage from the commissioners meeting, please visit ForgottenOhio.com. If you appreciate independent, hyperlocal journalism covering the stories that matter in the Ohio Appalachia and Ohio Valley region, please consider subscribing to the Forgotten Ohio Substack. Your support makes this reporting possible. You can also follow Forgotten Ohio on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcast app. If you like what you hear, please share this episode with a friend. I'm Karen Petula. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.
Forgotten Ohio, real news, real local.